guys, welcome back. Happy afternoon. Okay, if you guys want me to answer a bunch of questions for you, if anyone's willing to kind of be just kind of assist, help out, we use your email address, get all the questions blasted to you, kind of helping out. If you can compile all the people's names and questions, that way in the video you guys can see who asked what question. So kind of just compile their name with their question, in a list, either in an email spreadsheet, whatever. I'll be more than glad to, go through all those questions and answer them for you guys. Just anyway, it just right now, I just don't have the time to compile all the people's names and questions. It actually takes a lot of back end time to do that. So anyway, if anyone's willing to help out, just please reach out and share your email address, whatever, and we'll be more than glad to, get people to ask questions, and we can do kind of a Q&A video. So, all right, guys, let's start with the news. This is an older article from April 28th of this year. It's where Trump basically came out saying that in his opinion, he's guesstimating there will be a very strong fourth quarter. We're going to look at the first two paragraphs. Trump just basically says he's expecting growth to rebound from the coronavirus pandemic in the fourth quarter of this year as the nation faces its first downturn in nearly 6 years. I think that the fourth quarter is going to be really strong, and I think next year is going to be a tremendous year, Trump said during a White House meeting with Florida governor. That's what's building. The third quarter is a transition quarter. Second quarter is what it is. So just wanted to, kind of revisit that. I thought that, was some very interesting comments at the time at which he shared them. And if you look at the real news is not, the economy's not growing fast in the fourth quarter. It's without any type of outside intervention to the economy is recovering at a slow pace. So that's, so unless there's some type of outside intervention that's going to kind of kickstart and spike the economy, okay, then then the fourth quarter would actually just be a slow recovery. Okay. So National Union, the visit of the Kurdish delegation to Baghdad came to end the obligations between the center and the region. Look at the article. A member of the Union Kurdistan region, Mohammed, revealed on Wednesday the details of the Kurdish delegation's visit to Baghdad, indicating that previous and current foreign interventions want to differentiate between the Kurdish parties. He added the Kurdistan region is considered the most mature and preferable region in Iraq, and demand for administrative decentralization does not mean returning to Baghdad. Koshna added the visit of the Kurdish delegation headed by the president of the Kurdistan region, Barzani, to Baghdad came to end the crisis between the center and the region. So, guys, it's really hard to put an opinion on this article because they're saying that Kurdistan came to Baghdad with the intent to resolve differences, but they're not telling us really what the outcome is. So it's hard to really form a give you an honest thought on this article. There's just not much really stated as to what the outcome of the meeting was. Kurds proud of Iraq. The president of the Kurdistan region, Barzani, stressed on Wednesday the steps taken to strengthen the mechanisms of joint action between the two governments, stressing the Kurds are proud of Iraq and they are determined to continue the work for the sake of stability and security and sovereignty of Iraq. This came during his meeting with Baghdad with Iraqi Prime Minister Kademi. Kademi's office stated in a statement that during the meeting, important files were discussed that would enhance integration and cooperation between state institutions in both the federal and regional government within the framework and principles of the Constitution. He added that national efforts to combat the corona pandemic were also discussed, as well as the continuous efforts and coordination to combat ISIS sleeper cells and pursue the remnants of terrorism that has no place on the land of Iraq. Al-Kademi stressed the importance of the role that the Peshmerga Regional Guard forces play as an integral part of the Iraqi security system. For his part, Barzani affirmed the Kurdistan region's pride in the role that Iraq began to represent at the regional international levels and in light of the mutual visits at the highest levels between Iraq and friendly countries and the basic understandings in the interest of Iraq's security and regional stability, in addition to the office of Parliament Speaker Mohammed Habousi announced that the latter discussed with Barzani and his accompanying delegation the political and security situation's development in the health situation and the impact it had on the economic situation in the country. The meeting also discussed, according to a statement received by Shafak News Agency, the Parliament's agenda and the most important legislation necessary during this coming period, including the House of Representatives election law, which was previously voted on by Parliament, resolving the issue of electoral districts, amending the federal Supreme Court law, and other laws. The meeting stressed the importance of continuing discussions and resolving unresolved issues according to the Constitution, working to give priority to the supreme national interest, the coordination in order to overcome crisis and advance the country's reality. Next article. Kurdistan Region Presidency announces the results of the Barzani and Kazemi meeting. On his first stop during his visit to Baghdad, the president of the Kurdistan region, Barzani, met today with Prime Minister Kademi. A presidential statement stated that the two sides discussed the political security situation in Iraq, the coronavirus pandemic and its impact on the economic sector and efforts to combat it, and the continuation of discussion between Erbil and Baghdad to resolve differences and outstanding issues, the dangers of terrorism and ISIS movements in the region, and in general to several important issues. The statement added that during the meeting attended by the vice presidents of the Kurdistan region, the two sides stressed the importance and need for coexistence between all components and parties to face challenges and overcome the crisis, and the two sides agreed on the importance of cooperation and coordination between the Peshmerga and Iraqi army to confront the dangers of terrorism and to be reassured of the elimination of ISIS. Regarding the differences between Erbil and Baghdad, Barzani and Kademi stressed the continuation of dialogues to reach a comprehensive agreement in one go to address all differences on the basis of the Constitution and in cooperation between the federal and regional government in order to overcome the crisis. Kademi stressed the importance of strengthening confidence and declared previously there was a failure to deal with differences, expressing his hope that the two sides will be able, with a new joint outlook, to push the pace towards a solution to those differences. For his part, the region's president stressed the need to work for a radical solution to differences that would be done in one and go in the interest of the whole of Iraq and achieve stability for the country. The relations of Iraq and Kurdistan region with neighboring countries, preserving the borders and sovereignty of Iraq, the visit of the Prime Minister to Washington, his meeting with the President, and the visit of the French President to Iraq, and the responsibility of the international coalition against ISIS were another aspect of the meeting. The President of the Kurdistan region indicated the international community is ready to cooperate with Iraq and support Iraq, and it is necessary for Iraq to seize this opportunity and benefit from it. Guys, I want to stress something to you. The articles, and again, this is simply completely my opinion. One of the ways when I look at the articles, and if you look at what the articles are talking about, to me, I feel like they paint a picture to me personally, in my opinion, that like let's kind of revisit some old articles. You had at the beginning of the year, clear up until Kademi formed his government, whether that was, I don't know, April-ish, give or take a month in there. Kademi forms his government, okay? Then we don't see any more articles on that. What do you see from there? That evening, once he finished his cabinet, you saw a plethora of economic articles, and then along with economic articles, then the next round of articles came out talking about how Kurdish and Baghdad have to resolve their differences and form and form a or really do a comprehensive agreement. Okay, so and as of right now, we're not seeing a lot of articles on the comprehensive agreement. The articles are suggest they actually did on back on August 20th when they were in Washington. One article did announce that they reached a comprehensive agreement. Okay, then Sunday, this past Sunday, they told us that Kurdistan was going to Baghdad to reach through a meeting to reach a comprehensive agreement through a meeting. Okay, and now around all these articles talking about the comprehensive agreement, we have a new transition of articles. These new articles now are talking about Iraq going international, okay, and joining the international world. That's what the next round of articles are talking about: is Iraq becoming and going international, joining the international world. And in addition to that, on August 20th, you had a whole bunch of U.S. companies sign $8 billion worth of contracts and um, and MOUs with the country of Iraq. For example, GE signed a $1.2 billion contract to upgrade Iraq's electrical grid. Okay, so and then let's look back at this last sentence that I just read to you. Okay, because it kind of overlaps with what I just talked about. How right now the next round of articles coming out after or kind of near the end of this comprehensive agreement, these next round of articles, guys, are talking about Iraq rejoining the international world. The president of the Kurdistan region indicated that the international community is ready to cooperate with Iraq and support Iraq, and it is necessary for Iraq to seize this opportunity and benefit from it, guys. The If I remove my opinion from this, okay, these articles are telling you that Iraq is ready to jump out and join the international world. That's not my opinion. That's right here in print. It's factual material that they're telling you. So that's what I'm trying to show you is Iraq has in the media they've told you what the delays were. They told you there were two of them. The beginning of the year was the formation of the government, and then after that it was Kurdistan and Baghdad reaching an agreement to have for the country to have stability so they could work together. They have to have stability to be able to work together to get things done and operate as a country efficiently. But now that the articles are suggesting that they're near the end of completing that comprehensive agreement, articles have now transitioned to talk about Iraq rejoining the international world. So I just want you to think about that. The articles are actually suggesting that Iraq is ready to join that international world. Sovereignty. Macron is the French president that was in Iraq today. Calls for leading a transitional phase and building important Iraqi sovereignty for the region. The Iraqi president, Barham Saleh, confirmed on Wednesday that Iraq is a sovereign state that respects its neighbors and the international community, while his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, called for leading a transitional phase and building important Iraqi sovereignty for the region. We are looking forward to strengthening our relationship with France to build a strategic partnership, Saleh said during a joint press conference with Macron, and followed by Shafak News. We have achieved a great victory over terrorism and extremism, and we have great challenges to end terrorism. We are a sovereign country that respects its neighbors and the international community, Saleh said, noting that he spoke with President Macron about the security situation in the region. He added, Iraq is looking forward to playing a pivotal role in the region, and we do not want to be a battleground for others. For his part, Macron said, his country supports the government and people of Iraq, which face many challenges due to war and terrorism. He pointed out that the biggest challenge for Iraq is foreign influence that weakens the Iraqi state, adding that officials in Iraq must build the sovereignty of their country. Macron added that Iraq is going through economic and security challenges and the war on ISIS has not yet ended, stressing that it is in the interest of the international community to support Iraq. He also stressed Iraq officials must lead a transitional phase and build important Iraqi sovereignty for the region. There you guys go. That's kind of the daily news out there. It's kind of quiet. There's not a lot of really strong news. But it's again right now the new news that's coming out around the comprehensive agreement is suggesting that Iraq's ready to jump out in the international world. Okay, so you guys are awesome. Take care. God bless, and have a great day.